Here's the news. Up to 120,000 more American troops are heading for the Gulf to reinforce the 90,000 already there. I'm sorry, can you carry on?
By all means, I will. Yeah, no problem at all. Up to 120,000 more American troops are heading for the Gulf to reinforce the 90,000 already there. US defense officials say the deployment...
Crowds have gathered around the coffin of an assassinated Lebanese minister as it was taken to its final resting place in Bigfaya. Pierre Mayel...
First, the latest news headlines with Rachel Anderson.
The Northern Ireland Education Minister, Sinn Féin's Martin McGuinness, has accused the government of making Republicans jump through hoops
an awful start
in response
to
to calls for Sinn
awful.
Féin and the IRA to give straight answers.
A coroner in Kendal has returned an open verdict on a joiner who's thought to have shot himself in the head with a nail gun. Michael Holden was described by the coroner, Ian Smith, as a troubled young man, but said no one could know what was going through his mind at the time. Martin Lewis was at the inquest.
Everyone reading Hold at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. We wanted to see how open to new experiences the people of Liverpool really are and having this citywide book to read. London has its poetry on the tube. We thought we'd have prose at the bus stop. So I came down here...
...barring him from retaining his seat in the House of Lords. You're actually not going to believe this, but I have just lost the rest of my news bulletin, which is... so I think I may have thrown it in the bin. I do beg your pardon. No. I'm so sorry, this is completely unprofessional. I have got a load of papers in front of me. That's my... Right, I now have found it. I'm so sorry about that.
Now look to public transport. New service still between Cheadle and Crewe. Several bus services affected. You all right? And look to Metrolink. Sunday service in operation between Altrincham and Bury as well. So that's one to note. If you can update me, 01612 244 4951. I'm Sarah Jane Marler.
With more updates than the other guys.
BBC Radio Manchester 2020 traffic.
BBC Radio Manchester. John Myers, thanks very much indeed. It's 12:37. This is the Midday News on 5 Live. Yet another prison has been condemned for its poor conditions and treatment of inmates. The Chief Inspector of Prisons, Anne Owers, has called Dartmoor as bad as Camp X-Ray, with inmates being caged, degraded and abused. But the prison service manager in the southwest, Jerry Petherick, says they're starting to make changes. I'm sorry, that was clearly the wrong cue, the wrong audio. I do apologise, but there are some good prisons. Juliet Lyon is the director of the Prison Reform Trust, and she says
People are being advised not to assume the aliens are coming if they see a bright red light in the sky in the middle of next month. The light will be the planet Mars, which will come as close as 42,000 miles on June the 13th.
And the sport headlines, Mark Davis. It's the first day of the French Open.
Let's have a look at the Nationals. What have you picked up from the Nationals this morning?
Well, Macca anyway.
Oh, no.
But I think the key thing there is that this Heather Mills-McCartney may have sort of shot herself in the foot on the amount she may receive.
The news at 11 o'clock. This is John Marsh. Safety campaigners have repeated their warnings about the dangers of fireworks after a prankster tried to launch a powerful rocket from his backside. The 22-year-old man suffered serious internal injuries when the Black Cat Thunderbolt rocket ignited during the bonfire night stunt at Monk Wearmouth in Sunderland. Education officials in Pakistan got a surprise when they went to inspect a school near Hyderabad. Instead of classes of pupils, they found only chickens. The authorities say it appears to be used as a poultry production centre for the last 12 years. That's the news. Not a moment before time. We're going to have more.
Stop it!
That is 12 o'clock.
You're killing us, John. Stop it, please. Well, no, go home now. You've done enough.
That's enough. Goodbye.
You can actually work out whether it's likely to be poisonous or not. When we were in Tibet, we came across what was obviously to us a black currant. Now, the locals knew gooseberry-like things and red currant-like things, but they'd never seen a black currant-like things. Yeah. So the locals were very wary, and we just stuffed ourselves.
They wouldn't eat it.
Because we knew that any currant, like any bramble-type plant, is edible. So if you know that, you don't usually make too many mistakes.
Georgie Wordsley is master of the Old Surrey and Burstow and West Kent hunt. Is out hunting this morning in Lingfield in Surrey. Good morning.
Good morning to you. That's a bit of a slip of the tongue.
I know, I do apologise for that. It's very early in the morning and these things do happen and I feel exceptionally embarrassed about it and I'm going to have to try and proceed with the interview.
BBC Radio Cambridgeshire.
It's 10 o'clock. I'm Mosmi Bakshi. The headlines.
You will listen to BBC Radio Cambridgeshire or you will be exterminated.
Well, apologies for that. Fish supplies in decline. Cambridge Alzheimer's charity marks centenary and the Wealth Joneses congregate for world record weather. A cold, dry day, highs of just 11 Celsius.
As a referee, never mind, anything else about you, you will get, I assume, heaps of abuse.
You get loads of abuse from players, directedly, explicit, black cunt, nigger, coon.
What the devil is a wadget?
It's a pet from Neopet.
Can you just do us a favour? Can you give your phone a bang or something, or give it a clean with
or
some...
take the sock off that you're talking through.
Hello?
I've got a hairless and cleft palate, so it might sound strange.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay, all right. Sorry about that. Because we just thought it was a really bad line.
This is too precarious. It isn't giving them the stability that they're used to, certainly in the French system, which, where you have a job for life and the social security system looks after you, until your elder years. And they're saying that this just simply isn't good enough. And it's slave labour, they say, by the back door. And we've seen a lot of signs and slogans and banners to that effect today.
Have you got a student there that we can talk to? Very sorry, I think we might have heard something there we weren't supposed to hear. No?
Europeans is their headline. The Express, I'm so sorry. Suicide jump father John Hogan, you may have seen the pictures of him on the television last night, staggering into court after all his injuries. He sobbed with self-pity as he revealed what drove him to kill his 6-year-old son. Of course, his daughter still alive, which is the good news there. Lots of the other papers going on that as well. The Mirror, why I jumped, sobbing John Hogan told a court that he left from a hotel with his 2 children because he could not bear to be parted from them. In a moment, we'll talk to Ivy from Tame. Love to hear from you as well this morning. 08459 311 111.